Just wait for a few minutes. I am sharing my screen. Is my screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So today we are not going to do any public cloud assignment right now. I am going directly to the virtualization. So I think you have done a few assignments in virtualization, right? Virtualization for the MSCIT and integrated MSCIT students also virtualization was there, I suppose, as your virtualization assignment lab was there. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, have you done the creating nested virtualization on KVM? Means I have the VMware installed in my system. I will install Ubuntu operating system or any Linux based operating system, and within this Linux based operating system I will install a KVM, kernel virtualization, kernel virtual machine, because VMware or the other proprietary virtual machine will not work on that Linux based system. So they have their own open source virtual machine that is called kernel virtual machine, KVM. Now we'll install that KVM into that Linux operating system, and within KVM, after installing it, we'll install an separate operating system. Means within the virtual machine, I have Ubuntu as the first virtual machine, and within Ubuntu, I will install another virtual machine. Suppose I may install Windows XP or Windows 7. That depends upon that how fast your system, how much processor or RAM do you have. Okay, so we'll try that one. So have you done this one, nested one using KVM?
No, sir.
Huh? No. Okay, fine. So as my system is of 8 GB RAM, still it is become little bit slow due to so many operations are going on. So I have one Ubuntu operating system is over there. Okay. So within VMware you can install Ubuntu. Do you have the Ubuntu ISO file with you?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
You don't,
Yes, sir.
those who don't have, you can download the Ubuntu ISO file from the Ubuntu site directly. So just download, you just write the Ubuntu new distribution or Ubuntu latest distribution. Just write Ubuntu latest distribution. Still, if you have any difficulty in downloading the Ubuntu latest distribution, then please call me. I will share you the link. Though if you download it from the Ubuntu site, then it will be much more faster. So if you want to download the Ubuntu latest version, then you can download it. Okay. So from here you can download it. Okay. Otherwise, you please tell me. I will give you the latest version. So you have to install Ubuntu onto it. After installing Ubuntu, just search. Though you will not have the virtual machine manager, what you have to do that you have to go to terminal. You have to write sudo apt get install virt manager. I think virt manager it should be. You have to give the password. Oh, virt manager, it should be virt manager, virtual machine manager. Yeah, so here it is showing that 0 upgraded, 0 newly installed, 0 because why? Because virt manager is already in the newest version is already I have in my machine, but in your case it will start installing. After installing, what you have to do that you have to stop Ubuntu, you have to shut down Ubuntu, and what you have to do that you have to go to VM, then you have to go to settings. You have to enable because you have installed Ubuntu on top of your physical machine. Why? Your physical machine have allowed this one because your processor is enabled with the virtual machine. Okay. Now what you have to do that within Ubuntu also should be allowed. Ubuntu also have been installed on top of any virtual resources of a processor. Now we have to enable that processor also virtual machine enabled, so that within that processor I will be able to install some virtual machine. Do you get my point? I think no. Students, what
Sir,
I have said, do you get my
sir,
point?
can you repeat it again?
Yeah. So my what I wanted to say that at the time of installing virtual machine into your systems, have you make any modification that I have told earlier? The CSC
No,
people
sir.
have done the आप लोगों को याद नहीं है? आप लोगों को इसमें जाके BIOS में जाके प्रोसेसर में चेंज करना पड़ा to enable it to virtual machine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, sir,
हाँ?
main system, main operating system का sir.
हाँ, main operating system में नहीं, तुम्हारा अपना BIOS में जाके चेंज करना पड़ा था ना?
हाँ, yes,
You
yes, sir,
had
किया था
to.
sir.
Yes, sir.
At the time you are going to install the VMware, it will show you that your processor is not virtualization enabled. So you have to restart your machine, and you have to go to BIOS, and you have to change at the BIOS to make it virtual machine enabled, right? That is why your system becomes virtual machine enabled. That is why VMware is installed. Now to install KVM into your Ubuntu, that time your Ubuntu virtual machine also you have to make it virtual machine enabled. That case, will it be what if you make it virtual machine enabled in your physical machine, because your physical machine is already virtual machine enabled. So that case, what you have to do that you have to enable the virtual machine processor. Now go to the virtual machine processor. You will find out two options: virtualize Intel VT, AMD RVI. Means that whatever be the virtual Intel virtualization processor is there, you have to enable the virtualization over there. And also you have to virtualize CPU performance counter. You can see that both are disabled over here. Why both are disabled? Because your operating system is now running. To enable it, you have to close your operating system, means you have to shut down your operating system. Then this one will be enabled, and you will be able to click these two options. Though these two options have already I have clicked. Got my point? Are you convinced, student? Or shall I have to repeat?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what are the steps I am repeating? In your VMware, you will install Ubuntu, or instead of Ubuntu, if you want to install Red Hat or SUSE, that will also work, no issue. And after that, you have to go to your terminal and you have to install the virtual machine virtualization manager, VIRT manager, by writing the command sudo apt-get install VIRT manager. And after that, you have to shut down the machine. And after that, you have to go to VM settings, then processor, and you have to enable this virtualized Intel VT, right? Now, after installing your virtual machine, if you go to the search option and if you write virtual machine, VIRT virtual, you'll find out that the virtual machine manager is there. You can see there I have 4 virtual machine manager. Virtual machine is there, though those virtual machine within those virtual machine I don't know whether I have installed anything or not. But to install a new virtual machine, what you have to do that? Create a new virtual machine. Now you have to take the ISO image, but before that, what you have to do that you have to download an ISO image. But it will be better if you take an ISO image which is of a low file size. Why low file size? Because you need to check that how much space you have given for Ubuntu. For Ubuntu, you have taken 4 GB of RAM and 1 processor. You have to increase the processor, otherwise it will not work. And 40 GB of hard disk. Now, whatever virtual machine will be created, that will be created out of these resources only. So, better to take a virtual machine which is a very low size, like 500 MB or 600 MB. So, for that, what you can do that, I have downloaded Windows XP Professional ISO. Its size is only 500 MB. After downloading the Windows XP Professional ISO, copy it to your virtual machine. Copy it to your virtual machine. Here I have copied it. You can see that, you can see that I have copied it over here. Windows XP new ISO. Its size is very low. Only 652 MB. Otherwise, if you take a much higher size like Windows 10, that case it will take at least 20 GB and also require your 4 GB to 6 GB of RAM space. So that case you should have a sufficient amount of RAM. So if you don't have sufficient amount of RAM, better to go for Windows XP or CentOS. CentOS is also very low size virtual machine. Okay, so copy it to your local virtual machine. Okay, after copying it, what you will do that? Go to your virtual machine manager. So go to create a new virtual machine, then local install media, then forward, then use the ISO image that you have downloaded right now. So for that, what you have to do that? Go to desktop, because your ISO image is in the desktop, right? You will find out that Windows XP new.iso. Now choose that volume, forward. So the same thing that you have done in your VMware, the same thing you will also do over here also. Now the RAM, I am choosing 1 GB because I have chosen only 4 GB RAM. You can increase it to 2 GB also. You can increase it to 2 GB. But CPU, you cannot increase beyond 1 CPU. Even 1 CPU also it will not work, because I have taken only a single CPU for my Ubuntu machine. It should be at least of 2 CPU. Right? Now with a single CPU and 2 GB of RAM, and how much memory space, how much storage space I should take? 10 GB will be sufficient enough. Forward. Now finish. Now it will start installing. Remember, it will take some time. Now this virtual machine, it is being installed in your Ubuntu virtual machine. Means that virtual machine inside a virtual machine. So this type of concepts are called nested virtualization. So this will be your today's task. So for that, what you require? You require the VMware. Those who don't have the VMware, you go to VMware site and download VMware. and if you download it, you will get 1 month free, and after that will get blocked. Okay, and if you require the original version, in that case you have to contact me. I will give you the original with the serial key. Right now you don't require original version for your exam purpose. Download it from the VMware site only. And those who don't have the Ubuntu ISO or any other Linux ISO distribution, you can download it from the net. Even the Windows XP also, you can download it from the net. Just search like this, Windows XP ISO. Just write Windows XP ISO file download. There are several sites are there. Just take this one, isoriver.com. If your machine is a 64-bit machine, then download the 64-bit version. So download the 64-bit, and its size only 560 MB only. Okay, still if you are unable to locate, that case I will give you, I have the Windows XP Professional ISO, and after downloading this one, just directly copy and paste. Sometimes you will find out that the copy paste is not working within your virtual machine. That case what you have to do, that go to VM, then here one option you can find it out, cancel virtual to VMware tools installation. So I have already installed the VMware tools. In your case, the VMware tool installation may not be enabled. So what you have to do, that you have to click on the VMware tools installation. When the VMware tools get installed, you can download, copy, cut, paste, delete, whatever you want to do in your virtual machine, you can do it. Okay, now it has started, but I will not install it because it is already installed. So what I will do, that I will quit F3, right?
Hello, sir.
Bolo.
Sir, what is the benefit in nested virtual
Bolo.
virtualization? What is the advantage in nested virtualization?
Advantage is that if you want to do any experiment like threading, multi-threading, that means how within your virtual machine, how multiple number of operating systems are working, what is the speed, because at the time of nested virtualization, you are putting one virtual machine inside another virtual machine, right? Now, in the inside virtual machine, if you are giving any command, that command will first come to your outside virtual machine, and that outside virtual machine command will come to your processor, and it will work, and then again going through two steps, means that your outer virtual machine, then inner virtual machine, then it will show you the execution result. Now it is a very good experiment to check that if you run or execute a command in your physical machine, how much time it is taking. If you execute that command within your outer virtual machine, how much time it is taking. If you execute the command with your inner virtual machine, again how much time it is taking. So this type of experiments show you from the operating system's perspective how your commands are working in the virtual platform itself also. So this is basically the use. And another thing is that right now you don't have the Windows machine, right? Now, how can you install the kernel virtual machine? Because you cannot check how to install a kernel virtual machine, right? For that, one option is that you have to remove your Windows and you have to install a Linux version, and then you can go for the kernel virtual machine installation. Or otherwise, what you can do, that you can do it in a Linux based operating system which is already installed as a virtual machine in your system. अभी तुम बताओ, तुम KVM कैसे इंस्टॉल करोगे अपने सिस्टम में? तुम्हारा सिस्टम में लिनक्स है?
नहीं है।
नहीं है, तो करने के लिए तो वो चाहिए. That is one of the another example.
नहीं, हम डायरेक्ट डायरेक्ट उसमें नहीं कर सकते हैं क्या, जो ये नेस्टेड तो होते मतलब डायरेक्ट सिंपल जो हम वर्चुअल करते हैं, वर्चुअल सिस्टम बनाते हैं।
सिंपल वर्चुअल मशीन कैसे करोगे? तो तुम केवीएम किसके लिए है? केवीएम तो तुम्हारा है इसके लिनक्स के लिए है ना। जब तक तुम्हारे पास लिनक्स नहीं रहेगा तुम करोगे कैसे?
लिनक्स के ऊपर वो करना पड़ेगा केवीएम।
हाँ, ये केवीएम लिनक्स में ही काम करेगा। कर्नेल वर्चुअल मशीन है, लिनक्स का वर्चुअल मशीन है। तुम लोगों को लिनक्स का वर्चुअल मशीन सिखाने के लिए ये कर रहा हूँ मैं। अच्छा, इसका स्टेप बाय स्टेप इज आल्सो अवेलेबल। स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रोसीड्यूर्स आर आल्सो अवेलेबल इन माय वेबसाइट। दो इसका वीडियो नहीं है, इसका वीडियो क्रिएट नहीं कर पाया मैं, बट द स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रोसीड्यूर्स आर अवेलेबल। लेट मी ओपन। कहाँ पे ओपन करूँ?
सर
अभी
इसका
वर्चुअलाइजेशन। हेलो
सर इसका सबमिशन डेट थोड़ा वो लॉन्ग कर देना, मतलब वो डाउनलोड भी करना है।
इसके साथ क्या रिलेशन है? एनीवे, मैं एक हफ्ते का सबमिशन डेट देता हूँ, देखते हैं, क्योंकि अभी एग्जाम आ गया ना, तो सबमिशन डेट ज्यादा लॉन्ग नहीं कर पाएंगे। लेट मी चेक। नहीं, वैसे डाउनलोड करने में क्या प्रॉब्लम होगा तुम्हारा?
नहीं,
डाउनलोड तो
डेटा
मेरा तो अभी
डेटा
तक
कम
आधा
रहता
घंटा
है
में
ना
हो गया सारा
इसलिए।
डाउनलोड। हाँ,
डेटा कम रहता है ना।
अच्छा ठीक है, मैं 10 दिन कर दूंगा उसका। ठीक है, 10 दिन करने से हो जाएगा ना?
ठीक है सर, 1 वीक करने से ठीक।
वन वीक करने से हो जाएगा। ठीक है, 1 वीक तो देते ही है हम। ये करने से तुम्हारा कॉन्फिडेंस बहुत बढ़ जाएगा। ये ट्राई करो एक बार। और जिसका प्रॉब्लम होगा, यू प्लीज कम्युनिकेट विद मी। अभी से करना शुरू कर दो। और मेरा वेब पेज खोलने में थोड़ा टाइम लग रहा है, बिकॉज ऑलरेडी कर्नल तीन वर्चुअल मशीन चल रहा है मेरे सिस्टम में, तो ये सिस्टम बहुत, बहुत स्लो हो गया। पर वर्चुअल मशीन क्रिएट करने के टाइम पे एक चीज याद रखना, द उबुंटू वर्चुअल मशीन शुड हैव एटलीस्ट 2 प्रोसेसर एंड 4 GB ऑफ रैम। 4 GB नहीं होने से भी चलेगा, अगर जिसका सिस्टम में इतना रैम नहीं है, 2 GB रैम लेके चलो फिर भी चलेगा, पर 2 प्रोसेसर लेना ही पड़ेगा, क्योंकि एक प्रोसेसर काम करेगा तुम्हारा उबुंटू के लिए, दूसरा प्रोसेसर काम करेगा विंडोज एक्सपी के लिए। एक मिनट, मैं थोड़ा आता हूँ। हाँ, गिव मी 2 मिनट्स। Now students, can you see the KVM installation process? Visible to you?
No, sir.
Not visible.
No, sir.
Then I'm doing one thing. Now it is visible, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you go to my course page, you will find out the step-by-step procedure of KVM installation. So you can refer to that process also. But some students may face some teaching problem because it is already dependent on your system configuration, right? So that is the biggest disadvantage of the virtualization over the cloud. In cloud-based systems, the system is a totally portable system, so it is not dependent on any other hardware software systems. Okay, so whatever systems you want to install, you can install it seamlessly. But in this case, it depends upon your system's configuration. Still, whatever be the problem you face, you just communicate with me. I will resolve those issues. Okay. So start this assignment. I am creating one assignment. I am giving you 7 days time over it. So if you have any question, you can ask me. But better if you start doing this assignment today itself.
Okay.
If you have any question, you can ask me.
रैम तो
Sir.
4 GB होने से भी प्रॉब्लम होगा ना, लाइक ये रिकॉर्ड करने में।
हाँ बोलो।
मैं 10 GB इतना प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं होगा इंस्टॉलेशन में, ये प्रोजेक्ट करने में। रैम 4 GB है।
कितना रैम है तुम्हारा?
4 GB।
हेलो, ক্লাস চলছে তখন। আচ্ছা, আমি ক্লাস বন্ধ করে আসছি। Okay, students, I have been called for a meeting, so you please continue with this class, and after that I am coming, huh? So I'm giving the answer for your whatever queries. I'm coming, huh? Just wait.